Hello everyone. Today I want to talk about how I started aim training on mouse and keyboard, what got me into it, and how it's been going so far. Rather, if you're new to aim training or just curious, hopefully you can take something from my experience. I first got into aim training when I switched from controller to mouse and keyboard. At first I thought my aim will naturally improve just by playing more, but I realized that wasn't the case. I was inconsistent. My tracking fell off. I struggled with flicks. That's when I started looking to dedicated aim training. So I came across aim labs and Kovacs. I saw how many people were using them to improve their aiming mechanics. It seemed like a great way to build muscle memory and get better without having like that pressure in the actual game. You know what I'm saying? The main games I mainly played was Destiny and Halo because those were like my main two games. I'm a Halo and Destiny player, and those two games really requires more of movement than aiming itself. Not like Valorant or CSGO where it's just, I would say any game considers like movement too as well, but I'll talk about that later. So at first I had no idea what I was doing. I just jumped into like random scenarios on Kovacs and aim labs, but I quickly learned that having a structured routine is important. So you want to know what I did? I decided to do all flicking scenarios, and I neglected my tracking. My tracking was just terrible. But after a few weeks of consistent training, I noticed a huge improvement. My aim felt way smoother when I first started off. Probably not in terms of tracking wise. I feel like my tracking was so jittery and shaky, and it was terrible. And that was one thing I would honestly change if I had to go back in time and redo this whole entire cycle. I would definitely work on my tracking first. My tracking was just neglected. I just never did tracking like that. I just did flicking because I thought flicking was just too flat. It was just flashy. So I started getting into tracking more, maybe around 2023. I started doing like a lot of tracking scenarios. I started investing more into videos and more aim trainers, and I came across people like Viscos. And Mini God, Neo Ninja. I'm pretty sure everyone knows Neo Ninja. Nate Gibson was somebody that I watched primarily back then, and Default. Default actually the one who inspired me the most out of everyone, because when I got exposed to one of his montages on Call of Duty, I'm like, is this even real? Is this even real? Like, I just kept watching, and people like Wide and good coaches like Daniel. I think his name like Daniel Capidia, something like that. But yeah, I was watching these people. I'm like, are these people even human? Like, how are these people even hitting shots like this? And I realized, and I just studied them, and I noticed that they've been doing this for years and years, like on some Shroud shit. These niggas on some Shroud shit. I'm like, then later I got into target switching back in 2023. So, and that's what just made me want to just keep aim training. I'm like, wow, this is something crazy, because it's like they're one man army. You just going around just slaughtering the whole entire lobby, and that's what I like to do. I like to go in the game like Halo. I think that's why I love Halo and Destiny so much, because I can just go in the game and roll the lobby by myself, but without teammates helps and stuff. It's just so I'm watching these players on Battlefield, Call of Duty, even Valorant, CSGO. It don't matter. These people will go on these games and just kill 5 or 6 people in a flick, like just like that. So I, got a playlist, got a target switching playlist. Started working on my tracking. My tracking was getting a lot better. My target switching was getting a lot better. I was playing Osu, with the music and stuff, because it has flicking and tracking all at the same time on there. So later on, my aim just improved slightly. It felt like a 9 to 5. Literally, you can't miss a day at all, or else you're just gonna fall off. If you even miss a week, you're gonna fall off. But the thing is that you will still have that knowledge. You'll still have that knowledge and that hidden muscle memory. There's a hidden muscle memory for everyone. So when you put in that practice, even if you stop playing for a good couple of days or a week or a month, it will come back to you eventually. It will come back to you eventually. And it's good to take breaks, because when you take a break and come back, it's like your brain is refreshed, your body's refreshed. So all that time and practice that you put in, you might even break the barrier you were stuck at. You know what I mean? There's always a barrier. You're always stuck at something, especially if you're not improving. If you feel like you're not improving, take a break, honestly, because it felt like that for me. It felt like I wasn't improving, felt like I was doing the same thing. So I just took a break. Took a long break, actually. I forgot how long. I think I stopped aim training for like a good couple months, maybe 6 months, 8 months, and I was just playing games, honestly. So take a break if you need to, and definitely you will get there, you know what I mean? So don't give up because it feels like you're not improving. Now let's get into mouses and mouse pads. I was changing my mouse the most. Let me remind you guys that I have gigantic hands. My hands are huge, so it took me a lot of time to find a good mouse for me that fits my hand, that I was comfortable with, and I just couldn't find one until years later, until the Logitech Super Light X came out. You know what I'm saying? So when I copped that, I'm like, okay, yeah, this fits my hand perfect. And before I even had this mouse, I was using small mouses like the Final Mouse Ultra Light, you know, the first one. And I had a Viper Mini. I had some, I think it was a Zowie. I had a Zowie too as well. But I mean, it's just none of these mouses didn't really go my way. So me playing fingertip grip, which was kind of fine, but my hands would be cramped after like a long period of time, and my aim would be off. So please find a mouse that you are comfortable with. Not saying spend a lot of money, but just try to invest into YouTube videos. See what your hand size is first, because I didn't do that at all, and then you'll be fine. Now for mouse pads wise, I would say I never really switched up mouse pads a lot. I've really only had 3 mouse pads: the Artisan Heian, and the red one, and the black one, and my SkyPad, my glass pad. I primarily use my glass pad. I would say I have more hours on it than the other 2 mouse pads, the other 2 Artisan mouse pads, but I don't know, something about a glass pad, it just made my aim it made my tracking a lot better, honestly. It's like when I use my glass pad, there's no jitter. There's not a slight of jitter. It's so smooth. It's like I'm gliding, especially with the right skates. It felt phenomenal. It's like I just couldn't stop using it, especially when I first got it. I just couldn't stop using it, and making those small micro adjustments was so easy, but it was sometimes off a little bit because how smooth it is, and there is no like friction and stuff like that on a glass. So it just made everything easy for me. I was even hitting better clips, if anything, especially on Destiny, on Halo. I tried it on games like CSGO, Valorant. I mean, I had to play on the lower DPI to control it, like 400 DPI, but that's reasonable though, right? For games like Valorant and CSGO. Even on Halo games and Destiny, like there's people who play on 800 to 400 DPI on those games too as well. Now, I would say my aim could be a lot better, specifically for Valorant and CSGO and Quake, but nobody plays Quake. I would say Valorant is just, I don't have a lot of hours and time put into Valorant. I could say I would have maybe 200 hours in Valorant, or maybe even 100 hours. CSGO, I have like 30 hours into CSGO, but even when I was playing CSGO, it's just my aim was there. Like, I think it's just the mechanics that I need to focus on, and a lot of other aspects that I don't even know yet. So I need to challenge myself in just getting on those games, practicing my aim on there and my mechanics on there, and just try moving on forward, you know what I'm saying? Because I think I'm holding back my potential. But aside from that, we're going to see how much I can improve this year on those games. So that's pretty much it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe. Have a good day. Apocalypse. Killing Nair?
Damn.
Nair? Oh, my Nair, no.